A Russian supply team moved steadily across uneven terrain, hauling fuel containers toward the front lines. From high above, Ukrainian drone operators locked onto their movement and confirmed the target. An FPV unit accelerated, closing the distance in seconds. One soldier turned, raising his weapon in reflex, but the drone had already arrived. Their paths met mid-ground in an instant that ended without negotiation. The strike not only halted the convoy. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spotted two Russian soldiers walking along a narrow dirt road. Likely exhausted, they paused at a clearing to rest for a moment, but something in the air shifted. Both men appeared unsettled, exchanging glances as if sensing an unseen presence. They stood and moved a few steps further before dropping into thick grass, one lying flat on his stomach and the other facing upward in an attempt to hide. Moments later, an FPV drone was launched toward their last known position. It descended rapidly, striking near the soldier lying face down. The second man jolted upright and bolted in panic, scrambling to find a new hiding place. He dove beneath a collapsed bush, thinking it might shield him. But another drone had already adjusted course, confirmed his location, and closed in to finish what the first had started. A Russian soldier used an exposed pipe as a place to wash, unaware he had already been spotted from above. A Ukrainian FPV drone locked onto the position and closed in. What began as a brief moment of rest ended with quiet precision from the sky. Across a scorched field, two Russian soldiers advanced in single file through the burned grass. The lead was intercepted by an FPV drone from Ukraine's 414th Strike UAV Brigade. Seconds later, the second soldier was also targeted. Wounded but still conscious, he reached for his rifle and fired at the approaching drone. The magazine clicked empty. A third drone had already locked in and was closing the distance. In the end, it wasn't speed that failed him. It was time. Beneath the shade of a tree, a Russian soldier rested without a weapon in hand, unaware of anything above him. There was no sound, no warning, only the steady presence of a drone watching from above. It drifted closer, slow and deliberate, closing the distance with surgical calm. Only when it reached near did the soldier react. He jumped up and bolted, but the moment for escape had already passed. This was not a random strike. It was precision, patience, and the quiet pressure of being hunted from the sky. A group of Russian soldiers rested with their backs against the crumbling wall of a ruined house, unaware that an FPV drone had already locked onto their location and was rapidly closing in to strike. Nearby, at the edge of the same structure, another soldier lay resting alone, thinking he had found a quiet moment. But a second drone approached without hesitation and ended the illusion of safety with silent precision. A group of Russian soldiers moved cautiously through a maze of ruined buildings, stepping lightly between shattered walls and broken windows in an attempt to avoid detection. Just as they passed alongside one of the collapsed structures, a Ukrainian FPV drone locked onto their formation and accelerated without hesitation. The blast interrupted their silent advance, turning the narrow corridor of debris into a dead end with no way forward. A group of Russian soldiers had taken shelter inside a civilian house, blending into the ruins in hopes of avoiding detection. But an FPV drone had already been dispatched and quickly closed in on the building, ending the illusion of cover. Moments later, a soldier peeked out from a hidden entrance beneath the rubble, revealing a secondary position. Another drone shifted course toward the exposed location and struck with precision, leaving no question about who controlled the air above. One Russian soldier moved across open ground, then vanished beneath a drone's final frame. Another pushed into the forest but didn't make it far. A third dove into a trench only to be followed. The next crouched behind dry brush. One more slipped between the trees. Different paths, same result. Each man moved on instinct, unaware they were already mapped. In the dark, nothing screams louder than silence. This is what night looks like for those who invade and try to hide. A Russian soldier ran desperately across an open field as an FPV drone closed in behind him. A few meters away beneath a lone tree, 3 other soldiers tried to remain hidden, unaware that another drone was already approaching to finish what the first had started. Ukraine's 414th Brigade Birds of Magyar released a compilation from drone operator Blogger. The footage was silent, just final frames. A soldier caught mid-step across a trench, another lying still beside a shattered tree line, a third frozen behind the wheel of a stalled vehicle. Each clip ended the same way. No voice, no sound, just a camera that never blinked. The drone didn't chase, it waited. Then recorded what would be the last photo. War now remembers through pixels, not witnesses. And the camera always sees first. In Yampil, Donetsk, Oblast first-person footage captured Ukrainian Special Operations Forces sweeping through residential ruins. Their objective: locate Russian sabotage and reconnaissance groups hiding nearby. Room by room, they moved with precision. Several Russian soldiers were found cornered and captured alive. In close quarters, battle silence breaks long before the first shot. Alone in open terrain, a Russian soldier was struck first by 2 drone-dropped munitions. In Pokrovsk direction, a Ukrainian FPV drone struck a Russian pickup truck in motion. One hit was enough. The road cleared. The engine never restarted. Near a residential area, a Russian logistics truck moved slowly along a narrow route. Overhead, a Ukrainian FPV drone locked in. Within seconds, it closed the distance and struck. The supply run ended before it could reach its destination. In a wooded sector, the Signum unit of Ukraine's 93rd Mechanized Brigade guided an FPV drone through dense foliage. Branches blurred past as the drone weaved forward, hunting for hidden Russian infantry. In tight terrain, it wasn't firepower that mattered, it was angle and timing. In forested combat, drones turn concealment into exposure. Precision becomes more valuable than range. Operators from Ukraine's CSOA unit of the SBU deployed FP2 drones armed with 105-kilogram warheads. The strikes targeted Russian personnel and equipment deep in the rear. High altitude, long range. One hit was enough to shift pressure far beyond the front lines. In the direction of Dobropilya, Ukrainian forces, supported by nearby units, successfully repelled a large-scale Russian assault. The counteraction resulted in the destruction of 3 tanks, 13 armored personnel carriers, 41 motor vehicles, a military-grade tractor, and approximately 100 enemy personnel. The line held firm under pressure, and the attackers were forced to withdraw. The scale of losses reflected not only the intensity of the engagement, but also the growing coordination between mechanized artillery and reconnaissance elements along this sector. What these moments reveal is more than combat. It's a shift in doctrine. The battlefield is no longer defined by size or speed, but by signal silence and timing. Ukrainian forces aren't just fighting, they're mapping, calculating, and closing loops faster than the enemy can react. Each strike is a decision made in milliseconds, powered by real-time intel and autonomous precision. For soldiers on the ground, it's no longer about what they see, it's about what's already seen them. This is modern warfare. This is the future where the drone is not just a tool, but the first decision maker in every engagement. If this left you thinking, drop a comment, hit like if you felt it, and stick around by subscribing for more.